Hello again, Year 2. So we're doing another week of geography this week. So before we start, I'd like you to pause quickly and see how many of the 7 continents and 5 oceans that we learnt about last week you can remember. Off you go. Brilliant, let's see how many you remembered. So 7 continents, we have North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia and Australia. And the 5 oceans, maybe you were singing your ocean song to remember, were the Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, Arctic. So today we're going to be looking at one of these continents in a bit more detail, and that is Australia. So to learn about Australia, we need to know about something called, my turn, equator. So the equator is an imaginary line that goes all the way around the middle of Earth. It's right in the middle, almost like it's cutting it in two. And that part of the Earth is the closest bit to the sun, which means if you live near the equator, it's much hotter there than in other places. And we're looking at Australia, which we know is here on a map. So you can see the top part of Australia is very close to our imaginary line, to our equator, which means it's pretty hot there. Now, last week you did your own research about the continents, and I pulled together 5 facts that you found. You found loads more than this, and these are 5 that I saw that you found. So you found out that Australia is the smallest continent of them all, but it does have a population of over 22 million people. And Northern Australia, which we just looked at on the map, is closer to the equator, so it's hot, hot, hot there. And in Australia, they have mountain ranges and deserts. A very different climate to the UK. We don't tend to get things like deserts here, do we? And they have famous trees called eucalyptus trees, which grow in the tropical areas. Because it's so close to the equator, they have things like rainforests that get very wet, even though it's so hot. So these lovely eucalyptus trees can grow. So we're going to look today at what it's like to live in Australia. So what I would like you to do is head to the video link, which is on Classrooms, to watch 2 children, one that lives in the UK and one that lives in Australia, talk to you about what it's like to live where they live. And then I'd like you to write down in your books 3 things that you notice that are really different about living in Australia. So if you had to move to Australia tomorrow, what are the 3 things you notice in that video that would make it very different to where we live in North Walsham? So I hope you enjoy, and I can't wait to see the 3 things that you spot.